Let's travel back to an age that seems almost alien now. A Britain without the internet, without smartphones, and most importantly, with only 3 and then later 4 television channels. In that world, the television wasn't just one of many screens. It was the centerpiece of the living room, the digital campfire around which the family gathered each night. The TV Guide wasn't a list of suggestions, it was a timetable that shaped the lives of millions. These programs were more than just entertainment. They were a mirror, a cultural glue, a shared language that connected an entire nation. They were the friends, the teachers, and sometimes the welcome intruders we invited into our homes every week. Today, we're not just remembering, we're taking a deeper look at the television shows that truly raised a generation of Brits. We begin in one of the unlikeliest of places to find laughter, Her Majesty's Prison, Slade, the setting for Porridge. Set behind the bars of a prison, Porridge should have been a grim affair. Instead, it was one of the warmest and most intelligent sitcoms ever written. Its central character, Norman Stanley Fletcher, played with genius by Ronnie Barker, wasn't a hardened criminal. He was a habitual but principled criminal, a reluctant philosopher who was always looking for a way to beat the system with his razor-sharp wit. The laughter didn't come from slapstick, but from the beautifully crafted dialogue and the relentless battle of wits between Fletcher and the rigid prison officer, Mr. Mackay. Porridge did something remarkable. It humanized a group of people that society had cast away. It showed that even in the bleakest of circumstances, dignity, friendship, and humor could not only survive, but thrive. Fletcher wasn't a hero, but he was a survivor. And for a Britain facing the struggles of the 1970s, that was an image people could truly connect with. From the walls of a prison, we moved to the leafy suburbs of Surbiton for a very different kind of dream in The Good Life. When Tom Good hit his 40th birthday and decided to quit the corporate rat race to turn his suburban home into an Britain in the 70s was facing oil crises and economic uncertainty, and the idea of getting back to basics, of living a simpler life, was incredibly appealing. But the show wasn't just about raising chickens and growing vegetables. At its heart, chaos in Fawlty Towers. 12 episodes, where small lies, misunderstandings, and sheer incompetence build upon Top of the Pops. Every Thursday night, millions of teenagers would flock to their TVs for the weekly ritual of Top of the Pops. This wasn't just a music show, it was an event. It was where you saw your favorite bands, discovered new songs, and, crucially, saw what wonderfully bizarre fashions were currently in style. From the glam rock of the 70s, through the new wave of the 80s, to the Britpop of the 90s, Top of the Pops both reflected and defined youth culture. An appearance on the show could launch a band into superstardom overnight. It created iconic moments and legendary performances that were the talk of the school playground the next day. In an era before MTV and YouTube, Top of the Pops was the essential, vibrant window into the world of pop music. And of course, no discussion of British television would be complete without a certain blue police box, Doctor Who. This show was more than just science fiction, it was a fundamental part of a British childhood. It sparked the imagination of millions with its cardboard monsters and brilliantly inventive low-budget special effects. Hiding behind the sofa whenever the Daleks appeared on screen was a rite of passage. Doctor Who did what few shows could. It made children feel both terrified and curious at the same time. It introduced big concepts of time, space, morality, and the human condition in the format of a thrilling adventure. The various doctors, from the stern William Hartnell to the eccentric Toma Baker, became unconventional heroes. Figures who won not with force, but with intelligence and compassion. It planted the seeds of a love for science and storytelling in an entire generation.
From the far reaches of space, we return to the warmth of the living room for the Morecambe and Wise show. Eric Morecambe and Ernie Wise weren't just comedians, they were national treasures. Their show was the pinnacle of family entertainment, a perfect blend of rapid-fire crosstalk, endearingly silly sketches, and musical numbers featuring the biggest stars of the day who were more than happy to play along with the gags. Their Christmas specials, in particular, were not just programs, they were a national event, drawing audiences of a scale that is almost unimaginable today. There was a magical chemistry between Eric and Ernie, a genuine friendship that shone through the screen. The laughter they brought wasn't cynical or edgy, it was a pure, unadulterated joy, a warmth that brought families together. As the 1980s arrived, comedy became sharper, more cynical, and nothing embodied this shift better than Blackadder. Marching through different eras of British history, Blackadder redefined the historical sitcom. Instead of revering the past, it mercilessly mocked it. Its scripts, penned by Richard Curtis and Ben Elton, were a symphony of exquisitely crafted insults and razor-sharp satire. Rowan Atkinson created one of television's greatest anti-heroes in Edmund Blackadder, a cunning opportunist surrounded by idiots. Each series grew in quality, and the final outing, Blackadder Goes Forth, set in the trenches of World War I, reached a new level. It did the unthinkable. It mined laughter from the tragedy of war, only to end with one of the most poignant and powerful final scenes in television history as the characters finally go over the top. It began as a joke and ended as poetry. Finally, we arrive at the show that isn't just a sitcom, but a piece of the national soul. Only Fools and Horses. The story of the Trotter brothers, Del Boy and Rodney, chasing the dream of becoming millionaires from their council flat in Peckham, captured the heart of Britain. Writer John Sullivan created a complete world filled with unforgettable characters, from the rambling Uncle Albert to the gullible Trigger and the smug Boise. It had moments of iconic, fall-off-your-chair comedy. Del Boy falling through the bar is consistently voted the funniest TV moment of all time. But its real power was its perfect blend of comedy and tragedy. It was about ambition, failure, and, most importantly, family. Del Boy, with his unshakable optimism and terrible French, was a working-class philosopher. The show taught us that no matter how many times you fall, what matters is having your family there to pick you up. This time next year we'll be millionaires wasn't just a catchphrase, it was a declaration of hope. These shows, and so many others, did more than just fill the schedules. They wove the rich tapestry of British culture. They gave us heroes, villains, catchphrases to repeat, and theme tunes to hum. They created a collective experience, a collective memory bank that has bound generations together.
In today's fragmented world of on-demand streaming and endless choice, it's hard to imagine anything having that same unifying power. And perhaps that's why looking back on them feels so warm, so nostalgic. They remind us of a time when we were all watching the same thing, laughing at the same jokes, and hiding behind the sofa together.